Hey there, PE friends. Today's game is called Float Your Boat, and it is a total blast. It works on throwing, leaping, hopping, defending, tactics, and strategy, and it is so much fun. Okay, so as far as equipment goes for this game, it does require a decent amount of equipment, but so much fun. You're going to need 2 to 4 mats. Exercise mats work well. You're going to need between 16 and 24 bowling pins, medium-sized balls, 1 for each student, and then 20, 30, 40 poly spots. The more, the better. And optional, you can have 4 to 8 cones. Not necessary, but it does help make the game run a little bit smoother. So as far as setup goes for this game, first you're going to divide your students into 4 teams. Set up your mats, or they're going to be your boats. Set those mats up in a square formation, and then send each team to a boat. Then spread out your poly spots. These are going to be your lily pads inside the mat area, and a few cones in the corners of the mats. Next, place 4 to 6 bowling pins upright around the corners of each boat. These are going to be what keep the boats afloat. Finally, give each student a ball and have teams stand together on their boats ready for the game to begin. All right, so when the game begins, the object of the game is to sink the 3 other boats by knocking over all of their bowling pins, which I mentioned are keeping their boats afloat. So when the game does begin, students can throw or roll the balls at the other team's boats in an attempt to knock down their pins and sink their boats. So this is what students can do. They can leap or hop along the lily pads. They can release the balls from the boats or the lily pads only. They can move freely on land. So this is the area outside of the cone area. That's why the cones are a great idea. They help kind of set the boundaries. So they can move freely on land to get the balls and bring them back into play, but they cannot release the balls from the land area. They can defend or guard their pins, but they can't touch those pins in any way. If they knock down their own bowling pins accidentally, they must stay down. I say, too bad, so sad. So they have to be practicing balance and being careful. When all of a team's pins get knocked over, their boat sinks, and they must jump off of their boat and onto the lily pads. They now can continue trying to sink the other boats. The last team to keep their boat afloat or have at least 1 bowling pin left standing upright wins the game or earns a point. You can decide how you want to play it. All right, here are some bonus game teaching tips to make this awesome game even more awesome. Tip number 1, I like to give my students 1 to 2 minutes before the game begins to strategize and make a team plan. So who's going to stay on the boat and guard the pins? Who's going to travel along the lily pads? Who will retrieve the balls? Stuff like that. Tip number 2, depending on your class, it's really fun to play silly songs about boats and water during this game. Row, row, row your boat, Baby Shark, Jaws, all of those are fun songs to play during this game. Tip number 3, I would say the sweet spot for this game is 2nd through 8th grade, but it works with kindergarten and first with a few small tweaks. I like to adjust the distance of the boats depending on the age, grade level of the students that you are playing with. Tip number 4, if you don't have enough poly spots for the lily pads, you can always use extra mats, yoga mats, or you can use plastic baseball, kickball bases. And just tell the kids that they're extra strong, giant lily pads that they can step on. Tip number 5, the square interlocking exercise floor mats that you can get at Five Below are awesome for this game because you can use them to easily make boats of all different sizes. So I think those work really great. And then tip number 6 It's always really fun to play with just 2 boats or teams if you have big enough mats to do that. And I've even played with partner groups and single person boats too. So tons and tons of fun. All right, so there you have it for this game. Please like and subscribe if you want tons more super duper awesome games for your PE students. This game itself can be found in my TPT store, Love to Teach and Learn. It's also a part of my PE Games Always Growing Game bundle as well that you can find in my TPT store. You can also find the complete blog post for this game on my website, lovetoteachandlearn.com. Thanks so much and have an awesome day.